Ashford from ASHTAGbricks here, and today here is the long-awaited Let's Build. I told you I had it in the works, and I told you I wasn't going to make the same mistakes last time that I've mentioned a few times, and am too embarrassed to say them again, so just go back and watch my editing whoopsie. Last time I'll mention it. But yeah, I picked out, let's see, I already forgot the name of the set. I picked out Lloyd's Green Dragon, the little poly bag. And I'm confident that that's the name of the set because, well, it's Lloyd's Green Dragon. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the build. Yeah, small little poly bag I did for this set. Set number, of course, you can see in the title of the video. I actually don't have the poly bag right on hand, so I have forgotten the set number, so sorry about that. But again, I'll have the set number right in the title of the video and in the description. And yeah, here you can see we're just starting to put the joints on, build the main body up. It was interesting. You'll see these not headlight bricks, these lamp holder elements, the little, let's see, dark bluish gray? Yeah, no, light bluish gray elements that I'm putting on, the little round ones behind the light gray mixel style ball joint. Those you'll see in a minute. All the detail they really add, or actually you'll see in just a second because I'm already doing it. The light, or the regular trans blue stud pieces that I'm putting on there, those are to just add a little bit of energy, to just add a little bit of detail. It's not the eyes. Those aren't anything except a little bit of extra energetic detail, which was pretty interesting. I want to take a minute and just give a shout out to the mixel style ball joints. I think as many of the new parts that have been introduced in recent years, those have to be some of my favorites. And for them to be some of my favorites, I really don't build with them enough, but I want to start building with them more because they are just so cool. Because, of course, before 2014, when Mixels, rest in peace, was introduced, really all you saw was, or really all you had to build with when it came to ball joint style organic or non-organic builds were the regular size ball joints, which are huge if you're trying to do something small. They're awesome, and as I've mentioned before, CCBS is where my roots in Lego are. But to be able to have something so small that you can build, truly be able to build better custom animals, maybe smaller mechs, stuff like that that we've already seen, it's just so great to me. I really want to try and maybe like build an alligator or a giraffe with the mixel style ball joints, because that was another thing, is you wanted to build some custom animals, minifig scale, and you really only had clips or the pre-built ones. Like if you wanted the giraffe, it was pretty much either Duplo or building with the ones with just regular clip hinges. And so it's really nice to be able to have this, and opens you up to a whole world of options. And so diverging back onto the subject, away from that little tangent, here you can see, actually I don't know what part of the build this is. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let's see, yeah, this is the head we're building right now. And that's another nice thing. I promise I'll stop talking about them in just a second. But another nice thing about the mixel style ball joints is with just a couple of parts, you have a lot of articulation and just can really just use a couple of joints, and then you've got what you need to down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those words came out in the right order. I think I might have been doing pretty good on that so far. And yeah, here you can see I'm actually building one of the legs, I believe. Yeah, the legs. And those are really interesting to me because you'll see how they're built are just a simple little hinge, and then the feet are only one piece. You don't even have an extra piece for detail or anything. It's just the relatively new 1x1 black plate, except and with a bar extension that's curved. It's not just a regular 1x1 with the bar, it's the curved one. And so those make up all 4 feet, and you can see me trying to give you a good look at what we're building. And so, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Again, you'll see as I finish building, there's the part I was telling you guys about. And you can really just see very simple techniques, but very effective. It looks good. I mean, it's a good looking model for its size and for how small it is. It's a really good looking model. I'll put the parts in the number of parts in the polybag description, because I really should have gotten that polybag back out, but I forgot, and so forgive me. And yeah, you might notice another change in the lighting. I know I said in the couple of videos ago that I would probably not be using my LED desk lamps for regular recording. I would probably just keep those for stop motion, because they do kind of overpower the normal lights. But I did think they kind of looked kind of good in building videos. You can, of course, see what I'm talking about, but how it sort of tones down all of the background light really came in handy to really focus your eyes on the parts and sort of put the parts into a spotlight to really help you not get quite as distracted. And it really just sort of toned and darkened down my background, the background of my studio, and so to where you can still see what's going on anywhere you look, but to where it's toned down enough to where it really brings your attention to the parts and to the building, if that makes sense. And let's see, what are we building? Okay, still building the other leg. Gotta say, those were probably the longest sub-assemblies of this whole thing, and so those will just take a minute. But yeah, I may still use, I'll try it out a couple different times, but if you guys like it, I may still use those desk lamps for building videos and just do the normal lighting for regular videos, and then just keep the desk lamps for stop motion otherwise, because of course, since it is so dark in there, it does provide good light with stop motion, provides pretty controlled light. And yeah, okay, yeah, we got a good look at the other leg. I'm not sure why I did that for each step. I wanted to make sure you could get a good look, see what we were doing, but I guess I didn't think about the fact that I had already done this once. Okay, yeah, we're done. And you can see it almost looks like, they almost look like the wings of the dragon. Or, well, maybe not such good looking wings, but they do kind of look like wings before you fold them down. And yeah, we've still got 2 more legs to go. Okay. Yeah, if you like sand green, I know that's a bit more uncommon color. I know they've started making it a bit more common in recent years of releasing it in more sets, particularly with like Ninjago. I know the Lonely Mountain from The Hobbit, that one had a lot of sand green, and so I know they're trying to make it a little bit more common, but it's still a pretty uncommon color. And this set does include some sand green parts. You can see sand green cheese slopes, some sand green regular, like curved bow type pieces, and it also has like regular dark green. Yeah, you can see, you'll see it coming up in, oh, or have we? Okay, we've taken a break from the legs. This is, what is this? Sorry, this is the behind of the dragon. Yeah, this is the butt of the dragon. Yeah, regular 1x2 tile and sand green again. And you can see here just 3 or 4 pieces of the miniature ball joint system. And you've got what needed to be done. I'll save it for once we do get to really building the head and building the tail. There are a couple of things I want to talk about there that were pretty interesting. But yeah, let's see. Let me, you know what, let me just get back to you when we are past those legs. Okay, done with those legs. All four done. I know those were some pretty lengthy sub-assemblies, really, but they are necessary. And you can sort of see what I was talking about with the feet. I know I kind of didn't straighten out some of the joints, but they do look very nice. Let me see if I can tell what we're building next. Yeah, the head. So the head of the dragon was pretty interesting. It was only a couple parts, like most of these sub-assemblies, even though it took a little, even though I was like pausing each step, and so that's why the legs took longer. Each of these were only like a few parts. And the head, you can see, it's really just that dark green piece underneath to sort of add some shape, the sort of inverted bow, the main ball joint to attach it. That one trans blue stud acts as both eyes because since it's so thin, you needed something to be that you could see from both sides, and so that one part acts as both eyes. And if you shine some light near it, you could sort of get them to glow a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. You can see we put a sand green regular 1x1 just clip piece on it, the one that doesn't have any stud, it's just a clip. And so that's another good part to have in that color. And that's what, this is really what what I'm doing now is what I really want to talk about with the head, is you can see that is actually a handle to a bucket, or like a handle to a pail in gold. And so that sort of acts as, I guess, the ears of the dragon, you could say. Yeah, I guess it would technically be the ears, or sort of some of the just shape of the dragon's head, and so that was pretty interesting to me. And here's another thing I wanted to talk about was the way they did the main shape of the tail was really interesting, actually. And am I getting parts together or am I building off screen? Okay, yeah. So you can see the way they've done it, the way they're going to do it, or they designed the tail, and you can see what I'm talking about in just a second. They put all these cheese slopes on each part of the tail, and then they connect them together. And here I'm just trying to straighten the cheese slope out. But they put them together, and then it looks, the way the cheese slopes actually attach, it just looks very flowy, and you can't really see the connections between joints as much. You just see, it's cheese slope and the sand green bow, and you can sort of see what I'm talking about. They have the sand green cheese slope there for texture, but the way the bow is, you can see when it's attached, it sort of covers up the majority of the connections for the joints, and all you really see is just the shape and all the scales of the dragon's tail. And so, yeah, let me click that in there, and now you can see what I'm talking about, because from a distance, even somewhat up close, the joints just disappear, and all you see is really just that flowing shape of the tail. And so, wow, we're already almost done. Wow. Okay, just made a lot of funny noises trying to get my words out right then. But yeah, last step is just finishing off the last bit of the tail. Pretty standard, again, just using a 1 module long Technic sleeve, a black half pin that also acts at, or well, a black pin that also has a ball joint on it, and then going in the back of the sleeve is a regular golden side piece. And so that's all there is to it. It sort of just adds to the back of the tail and adds the point of the tail, gives it some shape. So that's all I've got for you today, guys. Like, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll see you in the next video.